What's going on, you guys? Mr. Grail here, and today I just want to tell you guys we are less than 50 subscribers away from hitting the 250 giveaway mark. I just want to appreciate all of you for supporting me and supporting the last video, and we are getting really close to that giveaway. We are just less than 50 away. So let's just continue to support the channel, guys. I promise to always get back to you guys for supporting me. Now, for today's video I have, is Pokemon becoming a rich man's hobby? Now, I saw this today when I was watching POKENE, who is a great YouTuber, by the way. I think he's really good at what he does, and I would recommend watching his videos as well. Mine first, though. But I saw some comments of people saying that Pokemon is now a rich man's game. And for a part of me, I do kind of believe that, but most of me does not. And here's the reason why. I feel like whatever's hot in the hobby, that's what everyone wants a piece of. And the problem is with Pokemon is whatever is hot is gonna be expensive. So because it's hot, people get very narrow-minded and they start thinking that that's the only thing that Pokemon has to offer, when really that's not the case. And also, the whole rich man's game thing, that's been said before. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 2020, we had a pretty big boom in Pokemon as well. So if you guys remember, Vintage popped off, and what happened? We had all these celebrities like Logan Paul, Justin Bieber showing off their, collections, and we were like, man, we were in awe. It took us back to our childhood. Also, during that time, we just didn't have much to do. I mean, some of us were unessential, like me, so we just kind of sat back and collected unemployment checks, whereas other people did have to work. But yeah, we just sat back and watched videos and collected shiny cardboard. So what happened was, everyone wanted to go toward vintage. And because everyone wanted to go to vintage, vintage rose rapidly. If you guys don't remember, I'll recap for you. So let's look at some of the cards here. So if we look at the first edition Charizard, at the biggest hype point in 2020 to 2021, this card went to about $350,000. That's a lot of money for a first edition Charizard. But then again, this was the first time we ever seen these Pokemon cards, so it makes sense why a PSA 10 will go this high. And then you had the Blastoise, which went from anywhere between $80,000 to $100,000. The Venusaur went anywhere between $40,000 and $50,000. And then of course you had the Chansey, because it was so hard to grade at the time, went for $60,000. And we can't forget Lugia. Lugia was a big seller too that kind of went under the radar because we were so focused on first gen. But Lugia first edition went for about $150,000. That's insane, guys. And yes, we're not going to see prices like that all the time, but that just goes to show you that people will go crazy on the stuff that's on fire, but they will neglect the other things, right? Now, had you gone to another route, like looking at Sun and Moon or even Sword and Shield, you would have saw that the hobby was a lot more affordable. And if you thought about it right now, those booster boxes are doing very well, because you didn't look at going where everyone was going, right? You wanted to go your own way. It's like, think of it this way, it's like going home. It's like a drive home, right? Do you want to go the way that everyone else is going and get caught in traffic where you can't get nothing done? Or do you want to go the back roads route that no one's really looking at and it saves you time and you still have fun driving home? That's what you're looking at here with Pokemon. And people are doing kind of the same thing right now, like they were doing 2021. 2021, they're looking at vintage and not looking at modern. And now everyone's looking at modern. And everyone wants that piece of Prismatic. Everyone wants that piece of Journey Together. Everyone wants that piece of Surging Sparks. But you're not looking at anything else. And then when things are not available or things are too expensive, of those very small supply of Pokemon items, we assume that Pokemon all of a sudden is just becoming a rich man's hobby. No, what you're doing is you're being narrow-minded. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get anyone mad with that. I'm just saying, Pokemon is so robust. It is very robust. There's a lot of things that you can collect, and it doesn't always have to be booster boxes. There's blister packs, there's booster bundles, there's collection boxes, there's ETBs. Like, guys, we don't need to go after what everyone else wants. And I feel like that's what's happening here. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna go through this cycle where everything's gonna die down again. Yes, we all can say that, oh man, it's at an all-time high, it's never gonna slow down. That's what people are saying in 2021. Let me give you some examples. Just like the Pokemon I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Remember that Charizard that was going for $350,000? It's still pricey, but it has dropped about $100,000, so now it's around $250,000. The Blastoise now is only going for about $20,000, so literally lost 4 times its profit. You have the Venusaur that's around $14,000 to $15,000 now, so the Venusaur is about 3 times less than what the high was. Chansey went down to about $40,000, so not as much of a drop, but that's because that card is just insanely hard to grade. And then, of course, you had the Lugia, which someone bought for $150,000, and now that card's only worth $50,000. Still very expensive cards, but nowhere near the high that they bought them for. Now, like I was saying, if you had focused on the other booster boxes like Tag Team, right? Tag Team Up, you had Unbroken Bonds, Unified Minds, Celestial Storm, Roaring Skies. If you were focusing on those boxes in 2021, right now, those boxes are worth so much more than what the stuff was on fire back in 2021, right? Vintage took a step back as the stuff that wasn't being looked at took a step up. So I think that's what we need to do now. We need to stop looking at all these big, heavy sets. The sad thing is that what's going to happen is we have Journey Together, which we will say is a pretty mid set, and also it's a small set, which I truly believe a lot of those cards are not going to be very rare. And they're going to spend $200. They already are spending $200 on these booster boxes, and it's crazy to me. And what's going to happen is Destined Rivals is going to come out, and it's going to be a $300 booster box pre-release. And that's sickening. And the reason why I say that is because everyone's focusing all on one thing. When with that price, you could literally go buy a Brilliant Stars booster box. You can go buy a Silver Tempest booster box. You could buy a Chilling Reign booster box. Who knows where Surging Sparks, Prismatic, Journey Together, Destined Rivals, who knows how much of those are going to be around in the future. They're so brand new, their future is uncertain, whereas we know Sword and Shield's going out of rotation, so we don't need to worry about those. So buying those is such a better investment than being very narrow-minded, guys. So no, Pokemon is not a rich man's game. It never has been and never will be. It's just like the stock market. It's going to have its ups and downs. When it was down, you had Fusion Strike at like $100 per booster box. Same thing for Evolving Skies. We didn't go for it because we wanted the hotness, right? Or Pokemon wasn't cool enough, so we left the hobby. And then now you came back because things are hot. Look at guys, going forward, think outside the box. Don't think about what everyone else is thinking about. If you love Pokemon, enjoy the hobby with all the other things it has to offer. There are so many other sets that are affordable and if you're someone who likes to just open packs, there's different languages and also there's less in demand stuff that you can buy that was not going to break your wallet. This is not a rich man's game. We're just in a tough time. So guys, let's try to eliminate that. Let's stay in the hobby. Let's not leave because we can't get the things that we want, because at the end of the day, sometimes in life, we have to be patient. We hate that word, but it's the truth. We have to be patient. And with that being said, you guys, that's the advice I have for you guys today. Stay strong. It is not a rich man's game. We're just in a tough market where things will come down eventually. Do not lose hope. Do not lose faith. Have fun. Look outside the box. Enjoy yourself. And like I said, if you have not yet, please like and subscribe, as we are getting close to that 250 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.